Chelsea's Chinese New Year by Lisa Bullard, illustrated by Katie Saunders. Chapter 1. Getting Ready. Hi, I'm Chelsea. My family is getting ready for a big holiday. It's called Chinese New Year. Dad says it is China's most important holiday. Some people celebrate it in the United States too, like me. We sure are busy right now. We're cleaning last year's bad luck out of our house. Then we're going to buy new red clothes. Dad says red is for good luck. People in China have celebrated Chinese New Year for thousands of years. In that country, people call it Spring Festival. Lunar New Year is another name for the holiday. Chapter 2. A Late Night. We've worked hard to get ready. Now it's the night before Chinese New Year. Even kids get to stay up really late tonight. Last year I fell asleep too early. This year I want to stay awake for all the fun. The date for Chinese New Year changes every year. It's based on an old Chinese calendar. It always starts at a time of month when we cannot see the moon from Earth. The holiday always takes place in January or February. We're at my grandparents' house for this big night. There are uncles, aunts, and cousins everywhere. We talk and play games. All of this laughing helps me keep my eyes open. Family is the most important part of Chinese New Year. Some families also honor the gods and their ancestors. Ancestors are family members from long ago. Some people show honor by praying. Some people put out offerings of food. We have a big feast. There's fish and lots of other food. Then everybody makes dumplings. They're like little cooked pillows with yummy stuff inside. I can't wait to eat them at midnight. Some families make sure to leave some fish for leftovers. They believe they will then have extra food in the new year. Boom! Pop! Firecrackers snap. Fireworks light the sky. It's midnight. Chinese New Year is here, and I'm still awake. People tell different stories about how Chinese New Year started. One story tells of a monster named Nian. Nian showed up at New Year's time, but people learned how to scare Nian away. The monster was afraid of loud noises and the color red. Chapter 3. Still More Fun. I finally fall asleep. In the morning, Mom and Dad give me a red envelope. Money falls out when I open it up. Chinese New Year really is a lucky time. Children often receive many red envelopes during Chinese New Year. The envelopes come from grown-up relatives, family, friends, or neighbors. Chinese New Year doesn't stop after one day. We keep celebrating. We wear our new clothes. We take presents to friends and family. We try to be very good. This starts the year off right. Chinese New Year used to be 15 days long. Some people no longer celebrate that whole time, but many people still celebrate for several days. Chapter 4. Parade. Chinese New Year ends with a big parade. My favorite part is the dragon. Dad says dragons are lucky too. I guess Chinese New Year is finally over, but I have enough luck to last until next year. Many Chinese men moved to California in the mid-1800s. They brought the Chinese New Year celebration to California. In modern times, the city of San Francisco has a big Chinese New Year parade each year. The parade's dragon is over 200 feet long. If you've ever seen a Chinese New Year parade, you know that they are loud. People set off firecrackers and bang drums to ward off misfortune and make way for good luck in the new year. Your Chinese New Year kit includes everything you need to make your own drum. Your kit includes a paper box. Inside the paper box, you'll find 2 pieces of twine, 2 Chinese New Year stickers, 2 beads, and a very small container of red paint. Your kit will include 1 black stick. You will need to provide some heavy-duty glue, or if you have it, a glue gun. Before you begin working on your craft, make sure that your workspace is covered, and you may want to put on an old t-shirt or a smock because you will be working with acrylic paint. It's hard to get acrylic paint out of your clothes, so try to protect your clothes as much as possible. Okay, let's begin. The first step is to paint your box red. Remember, red is a color that brings good luck. We're going to cover the lid and the box entirely with red paint. So go ahead and paint the lid and the bottom of the box completely with red paint. After the paint is dry, we will continue assembling the drum using the other items in your kit. So, relax and have fun, and I will see you in about 20 minutes or so. After the red paint is dry, you can wash your brush and get ready to add some gold paint and your stickers. So the stickers, you have 2, 1 for each side. Notice that your box has a really big hole in the side. That's going to be the bottom of your box. So pay attention to where the bottom of your drum will be when you're placing your stickers. You don't need to worry about that too much on the lid, because that can get moved around as needed. Okay, so 1 sticker on each side, and then you can use your gold paint to kind of make it a little fancy. You can put some spots, stripes, stars, moons, any kind of shape that you might like. It gives it a little bit of color. I think I'll do the same thing here on the bottom of the box. With some spots. Could even put a stripe around the outside. It's up to you. You be creative. Make your drum as festive as you'd like. It's nice and shiny. I think I'll do the same thing on the other piece of the drum too. Kind of like how that looks. I'll hold this very carefully with my fingers. Actually, let's see. I think I can hold it like that. Go around the edge.
Okay. You can keep going if you'd like. If not, if you feel you're finished, set everything aside, and when this is dry, we will add the beads. After the gold paint is dry, we can add the beads. So let's start with one piece of twine. Thread the bead onto the twine so that the bead is about, right in the center. Now you're going to tie a knot to secure the bead, and then make one more knot so that it doesn't move, and set it aside. We'll do the same thing with the other bead. Thread it, move the bead so that it's in the center of the string, make a knot. It might be good to have a grown-up help you with this. It can be a little tricky because the bead is slippery. And make another knot like that. Okay. Now take one bead and twine group and the large part of your box. The biggest hole in the box is for this stick. The smaller holes on the side are for these pieces of twine with your bead. Now, match up the ends of the twine as best you can, like so. Find one of the smaller holes on the side and push the twine into the smaller hole. This also might be a good job for a grown-up. Okay, there we go. I have the two ends of the twine, and I want them to be even here on the outside, like this. Now, I'm going to hold the twine with one hand inside the box, and I'm going to make sure that the bead hits the middle of the box on the outside. Using my other hand, I'm going to pinch the part of the twine that was right up against the side of the box, like this. And now make a knot right where that pinch was, if I can. If it ends up being a little longer than you want it to be, that's okay. We just don't want it to be too short. Otherwise, the bead won't reach the middle of the box and it won't make a nice drum sound. So that's good, that's about right. Now we'll do the same with the other bead and twine, matching up the two ends. Oh, let's see. Let's make that hole a little bigger. We can use the end of a paintbrush to fix that hole. There we go. And put both ends of the twine through the hole. Pull through. Okay, that's what it looks like so far. Now we're going to hold it with this hand, and we're going to make sure the bead hits the middle of the box with the other hand. Pinch the twine right up against the side, and we're going to try to get a knot right about where we pinched it. And like I said, if you make a mistake and it's too long or too short, you can always untie it and do it again. Okay, but that looks good. All right, now for the stick. This is where your glue gun or your heavy-duty glue is going to come in handy. I would recommend a glue gun. I would also recommend having a grown-up help you with the glue gun because it can be very hot. Put the stick through the large hole and push it. You're going to push it all the way up to the top. Before you push it all the way up to the top, you're going to make a big dot of hot glue where the stick is going to go. And then hold it for several seconds until the glue dries and holds the stick in place. Okay. Very good. Now you can use the hot glue gun to put the lid on the box. Now just pay attention to the direction the ox is facing. Here's the bottom of your drum, here's the top. And we'll put a little bit of glue on the inside of the rim, maybe just in 4 spots. Again, you can have a grown-up help you with this. Might be a good idea. Push it on and then push the rim onto the box so it sticks. And now your drum is complete. You are ready to ward off misfortune and bring in good luck for the new year.
Hi library friends, it's Miss Georgina, and today we are going to be making a craft to help us celebrate and get ready for Chinese New Year. So our craft for today will be a Chinese lantern. So we will be giving you the materials in your take-home kits with some instructions so that you can do it with your adult. So your lantern will look something like this. Look at how cool that looks. So you will be getting some red tissue paper cut up like this, and you will be getting some gold tissue paper cut up like this, and you will also be getting the little jar that looks like that. We will also be sending some glue or Mod Podge so you can go ahead and get crafty. So I will show you how to do it so that you can follow along. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing that you will want to do is you will probably want to take off the lid. So you go ahead and take that off and put it in a safe spot. Then you will be getting a little container filled with the glue or the Mod Podge. Make sure to get yourself a brush, and also make sure to put some protection on your table, so some scrap paper or towels, just in case you got any of the sticky glue on your table. It can stay on that paper and not stick you to your tables, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get started. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your red little pieces, like these, your red little squares. You're gonna take your red little squares and your gold little squares, and you're just gonna go ahead and place them all over your container. And I forgot to tell you guys, you will also be getting this, which is contact sheet ox. So the ox is the animal that represents the year 2021. So after you've done all your tissue paper on your little jar, you will go ahead and put this on top. All right, so let's get started. after you've placed your tissue paper and used the Mod Podge to make it sticky, you are going to want to take some Mod Podge and just lay it over so that it seals your tissue paper and nothing comes rolling off. All right, so we've put on some gold, we've put on some red. You can do this design however you want. I'm gonna keep adding some golds in some spots, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cover them with little pieces of red, just to make the colors pop. Okay, so we're gonna seal those little pieces on there. And now we're gonna wait for this to dry. And if you see that it's white, don't worry, it's going to dry clear. It will dry clear, so don't worry. And some pieces may get stuck to your brush. And if that happens, don't worry. It's okay, you can just peel that off and get some Mod Podge or glue in there. All right, so we're gonna let this sit for a little bit. Gonna let that dry. It's gonna look like this one. We're gonna let it sit and dry for a little bit, and then we'll be back in like 2 minutes to put our decals on. All right, library friends, so now I have let this dry for a little bit, and I've put on the cover to see what it looks like. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take our wonderful ox contact sheets and we are going to put them on either side of our lanterns. So you can go ahead and get your adult to help you peel this off. So you can, it's going to be like a sticker. So you can start from the bottom and just peel it up carefully. If you need help, ask your adult. It's pretty easy. You just peel it off. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's happening. It's happening. All right. And it looks like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick it right here. Can we see that? I'm going to stick it right here. I want you to be able to see it. We're going to have this. You're going to have your lantern, and then you're going to stick it right about there. And then you just press it on. And look at that. Cool. So then you're going to do the same for the other side. You're going to take your other ox and you're going to take him out like a sticker. Okay, and now you're going to put him on here. Just like that. You think that looks good? Do we approve? I'll look at him. Oh, he's a little crooked. All right, so you stick him on like that. Okay, so you're gonna be looking at this when you do it. I'm just doing it like this so that you can see it in the video. Okay, and then you just pat him down. And look at how cool he looks. So now your last step for this is you're gonna take some Mod Podge and you're gonna lay it over him just to make sure that it sticks on there and it won't come off. All right, and then you're gonna do the same on this side. And that is all. You are all done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this craft. It was super fun to have you along. And let's see what your lanterns look like. We would be very excited to see what the complete Chinese New Year at your house looks like.